full crowd of more than 25,000 gathered around the 18th green and fairway now. Al Trautwig with Scott Simpson quickly.
Okay, Jim. Scott, why don't you just tell me what's on your mind right now? You were smiling an awful lot today and very successful, and now it's come down to this one last stroke for Tom Watson.
Yeah, well, I'm still smiling. No, I'm just really happy to be here. I had one of those days where one of the best putting rounds of my life, and that's what it takes to shoot under par out here, because you can't go for that many pins. So I made a lot of really good putts, and I'm just really thankful to the Lord just to be here.
Does one of the best putting rounds of your life make for one of the best days of your life?
Definitely. You know, it would be a big thrill to win. Tom hasn't pulled out yet, but to win the U.S. Open, geez, I can't imagine anything better than that. This would be a dream come true for me.
Well, you've had the dream of walking up the 18th fairway. You had the reality of it. Now together we'll watch Tom Watson. Jim?
Tom, who almost always, when he's off the putting surface, leaves the flagstick in. I think maybe it's not him. I think maybe it's Clearwater's going to go first, because Tom always leaves that stick in, it seems to me. Yeah.
Well, Keith ought to go first, really, because if Tom did happen to make this, for which the odds are that he won't, and this place would be pandemonium, I don't think Keith would even get to finish, maybe.
Yeah, but there's two schools of thought, Dave. If Tom were away and Keith played first, then the USGA might look at it as maybe getting aid from an outside player. So I think Keith is away.
Yeah.
He is playing first.
Particularly since they're almost from the same angle.
That's right.
So that Tom may have gotten a little information from that putt, which is okay, since the other guy was away.
That's correct.
But now, Keith Clearwater still has distinguished himself. A tough last round.
You're going to hear a lot more from that young man.
Oh, boy, he's a good-looking player.
First year on tour.
Well, you can imagine yesterday when he played, and he shot 64, and then he got up there, and he had a long time to wait, what I'm saying, between rounds.
Now, Jack, as you indicated, you may be thinking back to Pebble Beach when he was off the 17th green with what looked like an impossible shot to put in the hole.
Well, if there's anybody to play impossible shots, my boots on Watson. But he's got a tough one over there, and of course it's coming over a ridge, and there's a break that you really can't see from a little nose that sticks out in the green there.
Trying to get the flagstick to sit right.
Plus that taller fringe there may hinder his backswing just a little bit.
I don't think I've ever seen Tom take out the flagstick when he's off the green. Many of
well,
the
it's worked
do.
for him very well in the past years not to.
That's right.
Hit it. Hit it.
Oh.
Hit it.
Oh, my gosh, what a great putt.
3 inches from a tie. It's over. Al Trautwig.
For 1987. Scott, now, with the pressure finally all off, tell me what it is like for you, having worked for 9 years on the tour and struggled for many, many moments, to now have golf's grandest championship.
I don't know. It's hard for me to even imagine. I've always wondered whether I'd be good enough to win something like this. And, my number one reason for playing the tour was just to make a living for my family. And win something like this is just a dream come true. I mean, it's going to be a long time before it really sinks in.
I know you're the type of man who appreciates the type of support your family gives you for moments like this.
Yeah, I got my wife just over here somewhere, and be ready to give her a hug and a kiss, that's for sure.
Your putting today was absolutely marvelous in very, very tense situations, including on the 16th green we're going to get a chance to watch. You had just come off another green where you had putted equally well, and you were one of the few golfers today who had a hot putter.
Yeah, I really don't know why. I was just concentrating on making a smooth stroke today, and for some reason they just kept going in. Just kept hitting them where I was in. I made some great putts in there. It was one of those things,
Since you've never won a U.S. Open, you don't know what the clubs feel like when you're supposed to win. You don't know what your walk is supposed to feel like. But did you feel something special? Did you feel like something was happening and building for you?
Yeah, it was tremendously exciting, to say the least. The fans were going crazy on every hole, cheering for, I could hear them cheering for Tom and back of me and cheering for me. And, I didn't look at the leaderboard till the 17th hole because I didn't want to be thinking about anything other than just playing the best that I could, playing up to my ability.
You were never figured in the master scheme of those who prognosticate and profess to know who might win championships like this. Today, very few people placed attention on you, even with you right atop the leaderboard. Did that help take some of the pressure off?
I suppose it does. I was asked before the tournament started, Ryder came up to me and said, how many guys do you think could win this tournament? And I said, I think there's 50 or 60. And he says, come on. He says, Payne Stewart was in there and said 12 guys could win. And I said, well, I can think of, a lot of guys. How about Keith Clearwater, And, I think there's a lot of players capable of winning. And it's a thrill to win it, too.
Perhaps you can look at your father through the magic of our television screen and tell him exactly what you'd like to say. I know he played a big role in what you're achieving today.
Yeah, I wouldn't be here without my dad. And he enabled me to start golf, and I was really blessed to just be able to play golf. A lot of people aren't so lucky, and I just love the game and just tell my dad I love him. I really do.
In the 4 days that this whole tournament took place, did you communicate with him? Did he tell you how proud he was?
Actually, I didn't. I talked to my mom, and my dad was playing. He probably would have been up here, but he's playing trumpet in a couple jobs this weekend, and he told me, he said, this course should be built for your game. So I'm sure I'll probably be talking to him tonight a little bit.
And in 4 days, you never once thought of the money you would win?
No, I didn't. I've been really fortunate to have my best year ever so far. So, the money isn't the big problem right now, so it takes a little bit of pressure off. And I was just, the last 2 weeks, this is my 6th week in a row, and the last 2 weeks, I found myself getting upset and angry at times when things didn't go my way. And so my only goal this week really was to, just live up to the way the Lord says to get out there and play golf, which would be just do your best and accept whatever the result was. And so I was really content this week to just do my best, and I never lost my patience, never got upset once, which, is the real key for me to a tournament like this, where you're going to get bad breaks and bad lies and things.
Scott, congratulations.
Thanks.
Okay.
So
Back to you, Jim McKay.
in the golden sunlight of California, there's his wife,
Smile for the
Cheryl. Oh, on the first day of